Early on in my journey, I definitely ran out of time every day. So I was beyond a full-time real estate agent. I was newly married. We had our first child. I was a new husband, a new dad. And I also had this vision of building like an actual business. And as crazy as it might sound, I had a vision of selling homes, helping buyers and sellers, like hundreds of them per year, but not having to grind all the time, not having to show homes every evening or every weekend or go on a listing appointment 7:30 on a Thursday when I really wanted to be home with my wife and kid, right? And so I sacrificed multiple times per week. I would put my newborn to sleep, I would tuck my wife in, and I would go upstairs. At that point, we had like a 1.5 story and it was like an attic. It wasn't like the best space, but it was quiet. And I would 10 p.m. to 2 or 3 a.m., multiple nights per week, I would just build systems out that I knew would support the level of growth that I wanted. And I knew that those systems would do the heavy lifting in the business. You say systems to an agent and you're like, yeah, I need systems. Systems are great. But then you talk like, what are systems? So the way you generate leads, the way you add value to your database, the way you post and get engagement on social media or direct mail to expireds and FSBOs, getting expireds and FSBOs to call us. Those are all systems that require putting the copy, what are expireds or FSBOs going to respond to? And when they do respond, what's the system? I have tracking numbers, different phone numbers for different marketing pieces. We were also really good at our database, 40% of our business, hundreds of deals per year. The year we did 450 transactions, like 210 transactions came from our database, but I didn't talk to a single client. I didn't make any phone calls. We just had 60 touches going out like clockwork. That was like 5 years into my journey in real estate. So newly licensed to almost 500 sales in like 6 years or so. The systems that I built in those late nights, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., multiple nights per week, the database touch system that I built out was the same system that we just added names to. We had more and more past clients and they just got a lot of value over time and just systematically. The only logical thing they would do when they hear a friend or a coworker talk about real estate is they raise their hand and they say, hey, listen, you need to talk to Lars. He's the best agent in the world. And even though I was out of production at that point, we still got referrals like clockwork to the business, not necessarily to the agent that they worked with. Again, just this mindset of business builder versus real estate agent. I encourage you, if you're not generating enough leads, if you don't have conversion systems in place, or maybe your sales frameworks are weak, or maybe when you get busy, you're working way too many hours, you're showing homes on evenings and weekends, the solution are the systems that you build. And even if you need to have a few sleepless nights to build those systems, I highly recommend you work on the systems because that's going to help you bridge the gap between the business you have today and the business you want in the future.